Hi, this is Steve Farmer. I am interviewing Rob Keough, one of the founders of the Tucson Chess Center. Rob, why is there a need for a chess center, and what made you come up with this idea?
Well, it turns out that there's a good-sized demand for something in Tucson. There's ad hoc clubs all over the city. You'll see them in bookstores and coffee shops. There's many flash clubs popping up across the city. These are clubs that are not brick-and-mortar locations. They rely on the ability to find places that will give them a room for free or little money. These are well and fine, and we appreciate the service that they're trying to bring to the community. But the downfall is that despite using the typical advertising that all organizers use along with social media, they're not quite fitting the bill. Also, that because they're flash clubs, they don't gain the attention they deserve. It's our hope that having the Tucson Chess Center will create a place that all types of clubs can utilize for their benefit. What we can offer in return for the room rental and the ability to stage things in advance, put out more publicity, and draw in players that they normally would not reach. While we are on the subject, I do want to mention that Steve Farmer and I, co-founders of the Tucson Chess Center, have been working toward this for about a year now. That's when the seed of the Tucson Chess Center was planted. And we started thinking of the opening of a place of our own, and things just grew from there. Well, we started in earnest way back then looking for a location. We looked at 35 to 40 locations before we settled on the location at Broadway Place at 6061 East Broadway to be exact. It was the cheapest per square foot, and it's actually in a better location than the majority of places we looked at. Not only that, but we also like the realtors of this location. I gotta say that Goldsmith Realty and the owners of Broadway Place have treated us very well and feel that our contributions to the center will help the growth in the future. There's plenty of restaurants, shops, hotels, and not to forget, it's across from the Park Place Mall. It's centrally located in Tucson. Tucson proper seems like the right place to be. It's a part of our future plans to branch out to the northwestern part of town, hopefully within a few years if everything goes as planned. Right now we have a 1,500 square foot place, 2 suites combined, and this will suffice to getting things started. As you can see, the club layout will be a building, 2 lecture rooms, and this is the real reason we're seeking help from GoFundMe.
Yes, this seems like an expensive undertaking. Won't you need to buy tables, chairs, chess sets, and the like?
Yes, but we also must purchase carpet and paint the place before we open, and that's not cheap. We have just enough to get this done, but for the time being, it will be a large open room. Not optimal for our needs, but sufficient to open the club and generate income from events and lessons. We want to build 2 lecture rooms as soon as possible so that we can hold separate events simultaneously. In other words, we can hold a tournament in the main room and a lecture in the other. One of the lecture rooms can double as a parent waiting room when the younger crowd comes in for lessons or an event.
So you will be catering to scholastics chess?
Not entirely. Not scholastics per se. We plan on having afternoon group lessons available to for the younger ones, say 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. In this way, we can hold events in the main room almost every night. Short time control tournaments of different types, a month-long tournament at slower time controls and such. Remember, our goal is to supplement the local community, not take over control of other scholastic chess or chess in schools or things of that nature.
It seems that everyone these days is catering to scholastics group in some way. You're not going after that group of people?
It is a good way to make money, to be sure. The easiest way to make money in chess, but it's not providing a service to the public at large, and that's what we hope to accomplish. I can state some figures that you might find shocking.
Such as?
The population of the Tucson metro area is around 980,263 people. Back in 1980, it was only 531,443. That's an increase of 45%. If 55 people played in an event in 1980, we would expect that size to be 80 people. But that is over 6 events per year, not just 3 events. There's a point that is overlooked. People will look at those numbers and figure that they are close to being on point with the growth of the city. But bear in mind that back in the late 70s and 80s, that there were not as many people under 18 playing in these events. I would have to say that less than 10% were under 18. Today, it's about 50-50 of under 18 versus adult competitors. It seems to us that scholastic players were not being converted into adult players on the scale that we were looking for. In part of our due diligence, we investigated this as well. If it turns out that Tucson metro area, that since the USCS started keeping electronic records, By the way, USCF is the United States Chess Federation. It seems that there's around 9,000 people in our area that were once rated but are no longer active in chess. Some wanted to continue on playing, but being that there was no social environment that could suit their needs as an adult, they stopped playing. Now, if we could get just 5% of these people to come back into the game, we would double our current rated number of players.
Wow, so an event like the Tucson Open could actually double in size.
Theoretically, that is possible, if not more, as we plan to also advertise to interest new first-time players in the game, young and old alike.
How do you plan to do that?
Well, we'll reach out to schools. We can offer supplies at cost. We can also train interested school staff on how to run a chess club, who and how to contact those running scholastic events. We also plan to reach out to retirement homes as well. The benefit of chess to both young and old has been well documented in numerous articles. In short, the young ones learn decision-making processes and problem solving. For the older generations, it keeps the brain active. This brings up another reason for the need for donations. We need to provide merchandise for schools and those returning to the game after a hiatus away from the game. Also, for the players who left organized chess were so long ago that many only have mailing addresses, and we will need to do mailing advertisement campaign for such people.
You formed as an LLC and not a not-for-profit. Why is that? Isn't it easier to get donations as a not-for-profit?
Well, that may be true, but an LLC, we feel, is the best way to serve the chess community. A lot of nonprofit organizations are run as small entities that are test beds for unique ideas, where we can reach a broad audience and try to get everyone involved in chess through our LLC.
Very good. So you are not just catering to U.S. Chess Federation events.
No, for many new and returning players, they may not want to play in a rated event, at least not until they build their playing abilities up to speed. We will have unrated events for people as well as allow them to play much stronger players and receive odds, such as stronger players start the games with a major piece or less time on the clock, depending on rating and experience level of the individual player.
That sounds pretty cool. So it'd be like a social event for people.
Yes, a chance to come and play a friend or a stronger player and play on more or less even terms.
Okay, so even as an LLC, a business can write a donation off as an advertising expense. Is that correct?
Well, if we get a donation of $500 or more, we'll include the donor's name and company on all advertisements we send out, including but not limited to tournament flyers, email blasts, reaching all known rated and unrated players in the Tucson area in particular and Arizona as a whole. The company name will be posted on a plaque of honor at the club. The benefit here is that the chess flyer or email would be read almost by every single active player and many of those who are presently inactive. Donations of over $1,500 would get the above, as well as a 2x4 space on a club wall to promote their company. This would hold up for up to 1 year with the number of people we expect to be visiting the club, and with all the mailing we will be sending out, this should be quite an effective form of advertising. For donations above $2,000, we can give all of the above, along with dedicating one of our lecture rooms to that company. Additionally, we can place your company logo on our chess sets and list the address for our website on score sheets.
So you are thinking big.
This is the pitfall that we believe that nonprofit organizations fall into. While the donors for ability for write-offs on their taxes, the donations are usually smaller. If we can garner corporate sponsorships, we can improve not only our site, but bring chess to more people at an affordable cost.
What about those who want to donate a lesser amount? Can they do that? If so, what are the perks for doing so?
Yes, every donation is helpful, very helpful. We'll be charging $5 per day for a visit to the club. This will be for the entire day. We also offer memberships at $20 for a month, $40 for 3 months, and $60 for 6 months. The benefit of being a member is you don't pay the $5 per day rate. You get a $5 discount on all club-hosted events. That's lectures, lessons, exhibitions, and tournaments. As a member, you'll be able to have access to our media library as well as our book library. So for those donated $20 to $60, they will be given a membership according to the amount donated. For lesser donations, we'll gladly accept your support in any way possible. As for those who donated more than $60, you'll get a membership and the knowledge that you're helping what was once considered impossible to be a reality. Imagine driving from the Chess Center one night knowing that you're a member of something that's potentially a very big deal to the area. The ability and thought that I'm a member of a chess club, one that I can go back to anytime I want, not just when the club tells me they're holding an event. The ability to come and socialize, to learn, play, and compete.
Where can someone go to get more information?
You can find us on TucsonChessCenter.net. Please note, you can also find us on Facebook. Just search for Tucson Chess Center. In closing, let me say that we have invested a lot of money into the club so far, and we need the help of the chess community to be part of this, as well as donations to turn what we have made possible into a reality.
Well said.
Thank you. If anyone needs to contact us personally, they can email us at TucsonChessCenter@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Steve.